For those that are new, my name is Nolo. Those that have been here, welcome back. Guys, nothing depressing this time. We're gonna talk about making noise. We're gonna talk about something different. Something sweet. We're gonna talk about being raised by a stepmother. A good one, a good stepmom, not an evil one. So as you know, guys, sorry, I'm eating biltong. As you know, my mom passed away when I was like 11. What was I think I was 12 and turning 30. 12 turning 13. 11 turning 12. Hi bo, angas, but somewhere there. So she passed away. Yeah, she passed away in 2008. And then my dad met someone else. I don't know whether he met this person during his marriage. Wait. Such a fool. But no man, I think he met her after my mom passed away. I think, guys, I'm not sure. Yeah? So obviously when my mom passed away, I went to stay with my grandmother, my mom's mom. And then for the rest of my primary years, right? And then I knew that my dad was dating, but my dad did not know that I knew that he was dating. So then, grade 8, I was now starting high school, and then I had to move. I had to either live with my dad or live in the hostel. My dad was like, no, you're not going to live in the hostel. You're going to live with me. Oh, well, not a problem. I was like, sure, not a problem. So now I'm moving from it because it was easier. My dad's boss back then, his kids went to the same school as me. So the company had transport for us. So it was easy and it was closer from my dad's place to school, right? So now it's January. I now need to move in with my dad. How? Now my dad is like to me on the day of moving, no? He was like to me, Nolo, my dad calls me Nolo. Nolo, there's something I want to tell you. Haley. I'm like, okay. He's like, I remember I was in this gallery, no? He's like to me, so I have a female friend that usually comes and visits me. So I'm like to him, that's not a problem, okay. I already knew that you have a female friend. So my dad is like, how did you know? So I told him, I'm like, you'd always give me your phone, so I'd go through your phone. Guys, this thing, I think it's in women, hey? Like, there was no need for me to go through my dad's phone, but I went through it either way. So I invaded his privacy, basically. So I told my dad, I already knew. I've known about this for years now. Because I think it was now, what, 3 years. So I told him, I'm like, I know. And then he's like, oh, okay, how did you know? So I told him, I went through your phone and I saw the messages. I just didn't know who she was, but I knew that my dad was dating someone because her name was just saved as her initials. Her name was saved as her initials, but there was no, I couldn't pinpoint who the person was, right? So he's like, okay, not a problem. And then fast forward to now, this other weekend, she was coming over to my dad's place. And obviously, like, I had no issue with her. Literally, like, who my dad was dating, what they were doing was none of my business. As long as that person doesn't treat me like shit. So now, she comes, she visits. She's not awkward. You know, there's that awkwardness when you meet someone, but because she was young and vibrant, there's no awkwardness at all. Me and her just clicked from day one. And yeah, introductions were done. I knew her. She knew me. I knew her from where she worked, but I didn't know that she was my stepmom. Okay, sharp. So this lady, guys, remember when she came in, I was just a child that had just lost their mother. So things were a bit tricky because I think she didn't know how to navigate the relationship or where I'm at, because she did not want to overstep. I remember having this conversation with her this one time. She's like, you're not forced to call me mom. You can call me anything, right? So basically, I used to call her auntie. And she was there when she was there most of my life, because she was there most of my teens, basically. I think up until I turned 21. She was there up until I turned 21. So this lady, she was so sweet, man. She's still alive, but she's no longer my stepmom, but she's still alive. So she was raising me as her firstborn because her kids were younger than me. And I remember she had challenges with how to navigate our relationship. And because I'm babbling and I talk too much, I think that's what made it easy for her to relate to me or to find ways around my personality and the person that I am. That's how our relationship became. Because most of the time, wherever would be, even if it's just me and her, she would never say, this is my partner's child. She always said, this is my first daughter. Which was nice. Like, it's nice for someone to recognize you. It's nice for someone to see you, especially when you're going through a period of losing one parent, right? And I remember that most of the time, when I needed things, I'd ask her instead of asking my dad. And mind you, me and my dad, we have an open relationship. A spade is a spade. It's as simple as that. Like, me and my dad and I are friends, basically. So when she came in and she took up the role of being a mom, when she took that role, guys, she took it with so much love and so much compassion, because most of the time, I don't remember a time when me and her actually clashed. Like me and her fought over something serious. Like the things we'd always fight about were silly things, right? And as a parent, she'd reprimand me, obviously. But like me and her, we used to get along and we'd gang up on my dad. But what I liked is she's one person that was very gentle. She was very gentle with me. She was gentle with her kids as well. And the coincidence in all of this is that her initials are the same initials my mom had, right? So it was like my mom was living in her most of the time. I remember the first time they found out that I was dating. My first boyfriend, not my first boyfriend, but my first serious boyfriend, if we can call it that. She found out through a friend of hers, because this friend of hers found me walking with my boyfriend in the streets, minding our business. And she decided she's gonna say to me, should I call your mom? You know, those people who they just want to cause a row. She decided to try and intimidate me by saying, I'm gonna call your mom now and tell her that you're busy with boys, this and that and that and no. And I said, call her, because I already know that the relationship I have with her is open. It's not like when she calls me, she's gonna shout at me. She's just gonna talk to me. Because I was at that age where chola, like. So I remember my mom, calling my stepmom. Because you guys, I don't want to confuse you guys, but when I say my mom, I'm referring to my stepmom. Because we're not talking about my biological mom. So my mom, I remember that friend of hers calling her, right? And she didn't call me immediately. I think she called me after an hour or so. I was already at home then. And then she said to me, this person says they saw you with a boy, wara, and the boy looks old. The guy I was dating was 4 years older than me then. And I was in grade 8, meaning he was in matric. And then I said, yeah, but he's not old. He's just 4 years older than me. It wasn't a big deal to me. And she said, oh, okay. And then she started explaining that I don't need to hide that I'm dating. We can talk about these things. I should just make sure that I'm safe. I don't know why parents assume that you're having sex the moment they hear that you're dating, but oh well. I was like, sure, no problem. That was the first scenario where she did not come guns blazing, right? She just came as an adult to give me advice. And then the second incident was, what was happening? Oh, I was moving to the hostel the next year. And my dad had issues. I don't know, my dad never trusted me, man. Hey, Abazal. My dad never trusted me, and I don't understand why. Because I had never given him a reason not to. But I remember her giving me this lecture about how I should stay away from boys. Guys, never give your children that advice. Staying away from boys is not something that's possible. Just tell them the truth. If you sleep with a boy without protection, you can get pregnant. Simple as that. This thing of saying, oh, don't play with boys, you're gonna get pregnant. You are just playing with our minds. So I remember her telling me, yeah, your dad trusts you, although I knew he doesn't. Your dad trusts you. You need to make sure that you don't disappoint him. Fine. Went to St. Brand, grade 9, grade 10, went to a different school. And when I needed to change schools, I'd tell my mom, like, I'm not happy. I need to change schools. And she'd tell him, she's not happy. She needs to change. And my dad would try and fight. And my mom would always win. Because tag team in an eye forever here. So, like, that's how good our relationship was. And then, I think it was when I was now going to do my first year. My dad wanted me to go to, I think it's CTI Nelspruit. And I was like, there's no way, because I went to school all my life in MP. High school, well, the last 2 years of my high school, I was in Nelspruit. So it did not make sense for me to also do my college in Nelspruit. I was like, I need lap. My dad, we fought. It was a big fight. That one was a big fight because I think obviously my dad was trying to protect me, and I was just being a hard head about it. So I told my dad, I'm gonna go to Pretoria. My dad was like, okay, fine. So my stepmom tells my dad, oh yeah, she told my dad, she's like, I think we need to start her on contraceptives. Because obviously now I'm 18 and I'm gonna be far from them and I'm gonna be busy according to them. So my stepmom said to me, oh no, we're having this conversation as a family, I remember. And my stepmom was the one who was basically pleading my case to my dad that I'm gonna go to Pretoria. It's okay, they should let me go. And I think my dad had a fear, obviously, of him being the main guardian, and he was worried, man, that obviously Pretoria is busy. What if I come back pregnant? What if? But I think his main scare was me coming back pregnant. So I remember my stepmom saying, we need to start her on contraceptives. And my dad was like, over my dead body. Imagine people are talking about you there. My dad was like, never. If she ever gets pregnant, she must know that I'm no longer going to pay her fees. She'll figure it out with whoever the baby daddy will be. It was a big matter. Big one. And I remember my stepmom pleading with me. And I think that's the reason why I've always been afraid of teenage pregnancy. Because I remember her pleading with me and she's like, Nolo, don't you ever disappoint your dad like that. Because one thing about me, I grew up as a confident child, right? When it comes to my academics. I was not an A student, but I always knew that I'll pass one way or another. I'll pass. So when I passed matric and all of this was happening, and my stepmom was like, your dad is sending you to school so that you can come back with a qualification, not for you to come back pregnant, not for you to come back as this, not for you to come back as that. Guys, those things. And because I think because of the way she knew how to communicate with me without shouting or without instilling fear in me, I think most of those tools that she used actually worked. Because whenever I be doing funny things, I'd always think about my stepmom and her words of, if you come back pregnant, you must know that your dad is not going to pay your fees anymore. If you come back pregnant, you must know that he's going to disown you. Excuse me. If you come back pregnant. So pregnancy was the thing, guys. Like, the thing that I was afraid of. And the thing that I always made sure that it never happens to me while I am still in school. And as a teenager as well. So basically, my stepmom is, I feel like she's the person that shaped my life. She's the person that made sure that I am where I am today. As much as she's no longer a part of my life, or a part of our life with my dad, our lives with my dad, because that woman was sweet. That woman was caring. That woman, there was nothing I couldn't tell her. And my dad, I remember my dad would always say, why are you guys, like, why is she treating me like her mate? Why is she not treating me like a child? And I appreciated that about her. Like, literally. She made sure, man, that everything I needed, I had. She made sure that my mental health is well taken care of. Because I remember when I was still at Matthew's Posa, I remember, I think it was when I was in matric and I just lost my sister. I remember her even suggesting, don't you want to see a therapist? And that woman did a lot for me, and I don't know if there's any way I could ever repay her for her kindness. I don't know if there's any way that I could ever just say thank you. Thank you for being in my life. Thank you. You are noticed, and you are one of a few, because most people, when they talk about their stepmoms, it's always horrible stories. But with me, my stepmom was there, and she stepped up. She stepped up so much for me. She fought so much for me. She fought battles that she did not have to fight. She fought battles with certain family members because they felt she did not deserve to be there. She did not deserve to be my dad's partner. She did not deserve a lot of things, but she fought, guys. And what I liked about her is her fighting was always God related, right? If things hurt her, she'll speak about them, but should always make sure that she prays about them as well. So thinking about her right now, I actually feel bad because I haven't spoken to her in forever. Because also I was mad because I felt like her and my dad failed us by not making their relationship work, right? And when I say us, I mean me as my dad's child and her kids, because her kids were also part of my dad's life. So we were basically a blended family. But yeah, that's my stepmom in a nutshell. I feel like that woman, she deserves the world, man. She's still, like, as much as she's still not, she's no longer in my life, but she really does deserve the best things in life. Because I don't think it's easy to love a kid that's not yours, right? It takes a certain type of people to show people that are not biologically theirs love and comfort. And for that, I don't think men, God bless her heart. God bless her heart. Guys, let me go try and call her and see if we're still connecting. I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.